Welcome back for hopefully the last of these videos before we go a little bit deeper into combat and stuff. The last tab in any character sheet is going to be the configuration tab. Here's where you're going to keep track of your class, level, base attack bonus, saves, and class level if you are a caster of some kind. Also, whenever we level up at numbers divisible by 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and you get to add a point into your stat, this is where you're going to add it. For instance, let's say our monk was a level 4 monk, and we had a bonus point to put in. We would put it in here, wherever you wished. If you wanted to put it into dexterity, you just put it in as 1. If you wanted to put it in strength, 2 plus 1 is 3. Get it? Cool. But let's go back to being level 1. Easiest thing to do is somehow, when you level up, move all of this stuff to one side of the screen. And on the other side of the screen, find that particular class. For instance, this is a monk in the SRD. Look at that. And here you can see all of the stats you'll ever need. For instance, if we just jumped straight from level 1 to level 4, we would just follow this line track. Our BAB goes to +3. Our fort save goes to 4, reflex to 4, will to 4, and monks are extra special because they actually get bonus to their movement. They get +10 speed, and that's what we're going to put in right here because the class is what gives us the speed. If for some reason we have a racial bonus to our speed, we're going to put that under race right here. But for the time being, when we put in all of these things, it will affect the rest of the sheet. If we go back to our main page, our fort and reflex and will saves have changed. Our attack has changed. Also, our available skill points have changed. And once again, you can only have as many skill points, or as many ranks, as your level. Since we're level 4, if we change all of these to the level, you will see that now we have expended 12 of 12 skill points in the rank column. Notice that there's also a little dude here next to some of these skills. That means that our armor that we're wearing is interfering with that skill. If we take off our breastplate, hey, no more dude there, which means that we are having no mobility problems, or at least no deficit to our check. Back to the configuration page. Because this is a monk, I might also be able to get away with customizing the skills that I see. Like right now I'm seeing a lot of skills that I probably won't need. Let's say I don't want to look at any of the knowledge skills. I'll just remove them. Uncheck them. And now when I go back to my skills, look at that. I don't have to look at any of them. I just have monkey type stuff. Another little trick that you can do, and it's pretty much specific to the monk, is that because the monk gets an armor class bonus from his wisdom, you can add that here. Under armor class, the primary ability modifier is dexterity, but he has a secondary ability modifier from his wisdom. Also, if for some reason you have uncanny dodge, that means you can't be caught flat-footed. Similarly, there's a lot of additional armor class things that can just be resolved passively so you don't have to think about them. Certain classes also receive different stats applied to their base saves. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I know that one of them applies charisma to the will save instead of wisdom. Similarly, if you have agile maneuvers, that means that you wouldn't be adding your strength to your CMB, you would be adding your dexterity, and you could change that there. Other than that, there's pretty much nothing left to do in configuration. In the next campaign, all of the hit dice are going to be rolled at maximum. So when you gain a level, the way that you add your hit points is going to be your hit dice for a monk is 8, plus 1 for if it's your favorite class, and then plus the constitution. So for instance, 8 plus 1 is 9, plus the con modifier 2 is 11. There they are. And since we gained 3 levels, we're actually going to have times 4 of whatever the level 1 is. So that means that 11 times 4 is 44. And I'm only doing this so that it's easier to calculate, because I also like handing out more hit points anyway. If for some reason your constitution ever goes up to a +3 modifier, you have to add that many hit points for however many levels. For instance, if our constitution was 16, now we go to a +3, and since we have 4 levels of it, we're going to have to add 1 for every level, which is going to take us from 44 to 48. And for all intents and purposes, that is the character sheet.